What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a special Wednesday edition. So special that it's Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. So most of you know by now, Mike Ross actually just appeared from the shadows to kind of do like a final Q&A, or maybe more like a Q and fuck you to like the FGC, if you will, and went on our Kappa and said, you know what, I'm going to do a Q&A. You could ask me anything you want and I'll answer your questions. So Mike Ross came back on the scene, I guess in our Kappa. I'm reading it right now. Somebody sent me a screenshot from Reddit. And it starts off with Mike saying, I decided to do this because fuck it. Why not? Generally, if I answer someone's questions, IRL, whether it be from a friend, family, fan, or fuckboy, I'll get asked the exact same question moments later from another. It's an endless cycle. Repeating yourself over and over can make a man go insane. That's why I don't have kids. Let's take a pause right there. That's why you don't have kids, Mike? That's why? I mean, there's so many other reasons, and they're better not to have kids. Take it from a man that has kids. Golly, man. By the way, if you're watching this, kids, daddy loves you. Any gay. All right, so he goes on to say, that's why I don't have kids. Rather than be a broken record, I decided to just stop playing the music. Here, you can ask whatever dumb shit you want to know for the next couple hours. Hopefully, I won't ever need to answer any of these questions again. My response can be, read the fucking Reddit. Needless to say, I'll only give you the real in my responses. Might piss some off, but oh well. I'll upload a dick pic for proof that it's me if needed. Yeah, I'm gonna need to see that dick pic, Mike. Oh, Mike just texted me the dick pic. Yeah, it's him. Okay, so now that we proved that it's actually Mike, let's go ahead and jump into this first question. Somebody asked him, why did you quit Twitch / the FGC? Now, most of you already read this, so I'm not going to read the entire answers. I'm just going to read like the summary, the meat of it, if you will. So Mike goes on to say, I had to leave Twitch because there was nothing left for me to do. No room for me to grow. I grew a large FGC presence onto their platform, organized, ran multiple events, parties, various stuff, a lot of shit basically. And then he goes on to say, after doing it for 2 years, Capcom told me it was a waste of time as it didn't generate them any money. Their cost was zero. This is what led me to kill the show. I spent out of my own pocket to bring cool shit to y'all, and they didn't appreciate that, so fuck them. So that is basically it in a nutshell. I think anybody in his shoes would have been offended and probably done the same thing. I mean, when you pour your heart and your soul into something that you love, and these people, the creators of what you love, look at you and be like, nah, you're wasting your time, kid. I can't think of a bigger slap in the face. Anybody in Mike's situation, I believe, would have did the same thing that Mike did. Me, a lot of people don't know that I have a stand-up comedy background. I did it for almost 10 years. That's part of the reason why I got out of it. Now I only do it kind of part-time. I pick my shows. You got to understand, what Mike was dealing with was corporate America. What I was dealing was corporate America. Whether you're doing comedy, movies, radio, whatever you're doing, video games, once you're in the big leagues and money is behind it, it's corporate America, all right? It might look different and talk different, but the shit is corporate. People in the comedy world were trying to censor me, trying to be like, you have to look this way, you can't say these things, you know, because either you haven't earned it or you're not that headliner yet. You have to be what we think you should be. So enough of that, and I was just like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to stop doing that. I'll keep touring and doing like these shows that I do like in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Nebraska, San Antonio, California, whatever. I'll pick my spots, but I'm not gonna do it like I was, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a family man. I somehow stumbled upon this FGC YouTube thing. I was like, this stuff makes me happy, so I'm gonna go for mine and, you know, kind of back up, reevaluate my life, and basically do what Mike is in the middle of doing right now. So I really do relate to Mike in that sense, but enough about my story. Let's go back to Mike. Mike goes on to say that Twitch was originally a really cool company with cool ideas. They were free, but then they got bought out, and he said money means they were owned now. When you're owned, you have no freedom, just an illusion of the concept. He said he had to break from the FGC because he didn't recognize it anymore. He said most of you arrived in 2017, 2018, or esports did anyway. So when you asked me about the FGC, we weren't on the same page, not even the same league of thought. However, I started to feel like everyone around me was fake. This is where it kind of gets personal. Well, deeper, I should say. If they aren't fake, then it's me, that is. Either way, staying active wouldn't let me see clear sometimes, so you got to take a step back and view your life externally. Throughout this entire FGC journey, I tried to maintain contact with everyone, even folks from elementary. After a while, I started questioning people's intentions around me. Who in the FGC is really my friend? Are people only nice to me because they think I'm something else? What if I didn't have this job? What if I had no relevance, no fame, regardless of how small it is, no EA, none of it? Then who's there? I couldn't go to an event with someone acting extra nice to me, then slipping in, hey, put me in Excellent Adventures, bro, or hey, dog, you're black, but you haven't helped out my streams ever. You only help white people. So to sum it all up, Mike went through a lot of crazy, ill shit, personal emotions and stuff like that, kind of like a roller coaster. And in this business, whether it's comedy or video games or whatever you're doing, you have to have thick skin. You have to have some thick, dense skin because people will break you in a second. You get your heart broken. I don't know. I can't tell you how many times I either got twisted or my heart broken or let down or something because I actually thought people had my back and they didn't. But I'm older now, I'm wiser, and I'm keeping it pushing, and that's all you really can do. But one really big response that Mike had that seemed to piss everybody off was this one. Mr. Tyler Robb says, do you still hang out with Gootex? I just want the best for y'all. Proud of you. Then Mike responds, I don't hang out with anyone anymore. I'm too old to hang out. If we're out, we got to be building or working on something together. Most people were like, what the fuck are you talking about, Mike? Take your head out of your ass. That's way too serious. No wonder your life sucks. All this bullshit. Fuck you, Mike. You're too old. What the fuck? I mean, it was all these responses. It was just ridiculous. But you kind of had to see that coming with a response like that. So Mike goes on to say that Street Fighter V is the worst fighting game that he has ever played. He said that he held his tongue for a long time because a lot of his homies were affiliated with Capcom and whatnot. But he says now that none of his homies are, he's going to talk all the shit and let them know that he hates this game hands down. He says that you have to be an 18er to appreciate this game and be like, oh yeah, this game is really good. Otherwise, you're not going to like it. And a lot of people started posting on like Street Fighter forums saying, bullshit, you don't have to be an 18er to like this. It's a great game. It's growing. Mike, why do you hate the fact that it's changing? Why do you hate esports so much? People now have money to travel. The game is growing. You need new blood and new games in order for the FGC to stay alive. So I think Mike Ross is coming from a very serious place, but he's coming from a very Mike Ross place, if you guys can relate to this. Most of the stuff that we're getting from this dude is in a forum, is in a tweet, is Twitter or some bullshit like that. You're not actually getting it face to face, sitting down and having a cup of coffee with this man. You're not actually getting to the root of it. We're just getting little pieces and stuff like that. So remember that before you go off and judge this man. Nobody really knows the personal shit that's going through his head and what he really means by certain things. You know what I'm saying? So before we all get up in arms and be like, fuck this dude for being so serious and stuff like that, remember that this is some personal shit that he decided to air that we're all a part of, and you really cannot relate. You just can't until you're with that man talking to him and going through it. So in the end, I'm really not trying to stick up for Mike Ross because I'm neutral. You know what I'm saying? I agree with what a lot of y'all, like your comments are. I agree with some stuff he's saying. I'm in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Because we're coming from more of a judgmental side of how we feel now. He's coming from a more personal side because he's been in this for the last 10, 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, it's very hard to choose sides in that because you really can in that case. So all in all, let me know in the comments what you guys think of Mike Ross creeping out from the shadows. This dude could legitimately be like the damn phantom of the FGC, you know what I'm saying? Just coming out and dropping bombs and shit, then disappearing another few months, a year or some shit like that. Just wear a fucking half mask and play at play at tournaments and shit, and nobody know his true identity. This dude could really fuck some shit up, and I wish he would. I doubt it, but I wish he would do some shit like that. So let me know in the comments what you guys feel about Mike returning from the shadows and his responses. This might very well possibly his last hurrah, and you wanted to just give one big-ass metal finger to Capcom right before he dipped out for the last second. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you this Sunday with Bogus Journeys, baby. Sunday mornings, every Sunday, Bogus Journeys. We'll see you with a brand new, fresh episode, and it's just getting better and better. See y'all next week. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
Mission stop.
I'm feeling so fly, like I'm in my G6, getting slizzard, ready for the remix when we